Well, I mean, it'll come out as it naturally happens.
Does it?
It does. It just flows like this, Amazon. You're playing the Amazon Trail. Remember that game?
How big of an issue is Michigan and just the whole conference in general with the allegations of, the different, spying scandals, the sign stealing? How big of an issue is that for college football? And secondly, I'm going to go ahead and say, I think this is the issue that kills college football, not the transfer portal, not NIL.
Huh. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's a good question. The NCAA has to figure out more clear guidelines on what exactly it considers, tampering or spying or whatever. So that's going to happen for sure, is more clear boundaries. But I'll tell you what self-resolves it. Even if Michigan beats Ohio State, which I don't think is going to happen, Alabama's winning the national championship this year. They're coming back, and Saban is going to give it to Harbaugh if they play in the playoff.
We'll talk about that in a different segment, because right now you have a very interesting situation coming out with the playoffs. But, I mean, honestly, I'm going to assert this right here, Mike, is that I think that if the NCAA doesn't come out in the postseason and come down very, very hard on this, it's going to go the same way that the Major League Baseball scandals went with the Astros, where, and we talked about this before in a previously filmed, the not aired segment, where basically I think the Astros have killed the viewership because no one wants to watch something that they feel is rigged. Similar to Deflategate and how that harmed the NFL for a few years. Similar to the PED incident of, putting it like this historic performance of all the home run territories, kind of like, hey, it's all rigged anyways.
I would say that was a bigger thing for baseball for sure, in my opinion.
But they're all scandals. My point is that I don't think it's the changing of the rules. It's not paying athletes. It's not promoting, folks that are really making, the revenue for the NCAA to get paid as well. That's not going to kill the game. What's going to kill the game is when you start having a feeling of this is all rigged anyways and I don't really want to watch it. Because I can tell you as a Mountain West fan, like, how does it feel knowing that your team is it's a Division I team, but it's never going to be in the national championship. Ever. You have no shot at it. It feels rigged.
They had a shot. They had one shot. And it was a crazy circumstance, but Colin Kaepernick killed it. Boise State would have had a chance to play for it in 2010 if they didn't lose that game to Nevada.
But
that took like years to build to, though. Yeah, and it was a different era. Yeah, you're. I mean, to me though, I still fundamentally go back. I kind of disagree. I just can't see college football as anything more than glorifying minor league sports at this point.
But there was a point in time when we were in high school, when we were in college, that college football was as popular as the NFL.
Oh yeah, I think
there was more of a drive to go to tailgates, to go back to the homecoming. You had that sense of with your alma mater and all the other things with college football. And a lot of people said, I like it more. And I'm not hearing that same conversation.
Yeah, well, but part of it, though, let me put it to you, is this. The aura of college football, and I think it was always kind of fabricated, but the aura was like it's all about tradition and it's all about loyalty.
Right.
Well, you don't have any of that in the transfer portal. It's just some guys show up for a year and then they go somewhere else and stuff like it.
Totally, and I agree with you, but I think the league can definitely evolve through that. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think that's the league killer. What's going to be the league killer is when you start having scandals on top of that. Like, how are you going to feel?
Possible.
All right, let's say Boise State does go, and then you find out, Nick Saban was stealing the playbook beforehand. And not only does it feel rigged from the start that Boise State got in there, it feels like the system is rigged, and that is what will kill college football, not necessarily the NIL stuff. Because look at all the excitement. I mean, look at all the excitement around Colorado. That tells me that's not going to kill. The NIL, the transfer portal, none of that's going to kill it. Instead, it's actually evolved it to something other, and it's very much what you're talking about, a minor league feeder issue. That's kind of what the league needs to evolve to.
Well, it is. I mean, I guess your appeal, but there's scandals in every sport, though, let's be honest, and at every level. I mean, you had match fixing in soccer in Europe, and it survived it. I think my biggest thing, Dirk, is just that, again, why am I going to watch a lower quality level of play and a lower quality product if it's, there isn't the same sense of tradition and whatever. I mean, I watch the football on Sundays, and quite frankly, I agree with, I think it was It was one of the Packers offensive linemen who tweeted the other day that college football is hard to watch. I don't know that I totally will go that far, but there is a very discernible quality of play difference between the NFL and college. It's so much better in the NFL. Mm-hmm. And honestly, yes, the atmospheres in college are better, but the NFL, quite frankly, has a few stadiums that are louder than any college football stadium.
And they're bigger.
It's just the construct.
It's bigger.
Yeah, well, it isn't it. I mean, Beaver in Michigan and some of those are like 110,000. But
even Penn State's.
Yeah, Arrowhead, though, is like the loudest stadium on earth.
It might be loudest, but it doesn't have as many people to fill it.
Right. Yeah. No, it doesn't. I just put it as like the NFL not having atmosphere has always been an overrated claim. There's plenty of good atmosphere in the NFL. And, there are also a lot of really dumb, drunken fans in the NFL. So that might be a negative drawback. But all in all, I don't know. College football is searching for its identity. Let's go with that. It's a crossroads, right?